we've got ourselves an in-studio guest of note. He is joining us courtesy of his friends at Pizza Hut, and he is a Dallas Cowboy of note, to say the least. The unanimous selection of Defensive Rookie of the Year, and definitely had a great run for Defensive Player of the Year, period. He is Micah Parsons. Good to see you, sir. How are you? Oh, you can stand up for him, TJ.
Well, my head will get cut off in my camera shot.
Okay. Very good.
I just stay right here.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, too.
Good to see you. This is great. Last time I saw you,
I was getting ready to get an award.
you were definitely getting ready to get an award. Your game face was on, I'll be honest with you. And I you could see the sign that's right here, my desk, best dad ever. I've got 3 children. And I got to meet your boy Malcolm, right?
Yep.
Right there on the red carpet. And you had the look of somebody who's been cooped up with a 3-year-old in a car in traffic for about an hour and a half. Did I get that right, or what?
It was a combination of everything. It was a lot of people, a lot of nerves was going. I was real nervous and things like that.
You were?
I was nervous.
Okay. What were you nervous about?
There's a lot of awards that I was up for, so, I just didn't know which ones I was going to win for sure.
Man. You wanted them. You wanted them all. You wanted to sweep them all.
I wanted them all.
Okay. All right, because your boy came, like, we were right in front of you, my wife and I, Susie, and we got to meet you guys. Look at there's a photograph right there. Oh. And I think Malcolm's showing my wife a boo-boo on his finger that was going on.
That sounds like him.
I'll be honest, there I am inspecting it as well. I didn't see anything on his hand either,
He's a magician with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? He obviously gets it from his dad. And, he really knows how to work them good, I tell you. Even the girl that I had, he kind of works his magic and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. He's bad. He's
in
bad.
A good way, though.
In a very good way, very productive way. I can tell that's my son. You know what I'm saying? I can tell that's my son over there. He's just proof of proof. Every time I'm around him, that's my boy right there.
Beautiful, beautiful boy. He was just a handsome kid, and he seemed like he was dominating that red carpet. He was dominating,
and naturally too. Natural. He's going to be on the big screen one day.
Well, he definitely met at the point of attack. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. That was definitely on the red carpet. It was a big night. So what'd you take away from honors? You had fun?
I thought it was really cool. For my first experience, I never watched it on TV.
Okay.
Or nothing like that. But from my first experience, everyone that came out, all the celebs, all the players, I thought it was a really cool event.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And what did you know that you were a unanimous selection? That you got all 50 votes?
I did not know I was unanimous. That was surprising because when Defensive Player of the Year came up, it was like me, Donald, TJ.
Yeah.
And then when they came up, they just kind of walked up next to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I probably won, But when they was unanimous and only played my clip, I was just like, nobody else.
Nobody else.
I didn't realize nobody else was there.
Nobody. Well, I mean, you kind of separated yourself, Micah. That is for sure. And we spoke on this show before you were getting drafted, and we were talking about it. Mm-hmm. And was the Cowboys were the team you wanted, right?
Yeah.
That's the one you wanted all along, correct?
Yeah.
And so when you finally got the call from Jerry Jones, what was that like for you?
Oh, man, it was so surreal. Because I remember mid-season and, why everyone out there's you could be a top 5 guy. So I was like, cool. And, me and my boy over there was I pray I go to Dallas, bro. How fun it would be, go to Dallas. Mm-hmm. And at that point, they was at, the 4th pick maybe. They had, a top 6 pick. So I was like, oh, perfect. I could fall to Dallas. I'm hearing things I could really go there. And then day of the draft, when I got drafted, I was like, yes, bro. Fine. This is what I wanted. I wanted to be at the start.
That you wanted to go and start hitting people right away. When did you realize that the NFL was something that you could be really, really good at? When did that hit you throughout the season?
I really say in camp, at first it was a couple days of me just getting back into football, because
you didn't play for a year, right?
I didn't play for a year,
right?
So I was just getting back into it, and I started going upward, just getting better, finally feeling like myself again, moving, feeling good. And then people teammates coming up, hey man, you killing it, keep going, like, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know, big Tyron Smith, Hall of Fame guy, coming to me like, hey, like, if you do this, you'll be so much better than LC did it, than like Dak did it, Zeke did it. So they're kind of giving me pointers and like,
what pointers were they giving you?
Like, it's like, you gotta use your speed. So I was like, you know, because I never really like pass rush in college, and I didn't really like do it a lot coming in, but I knew I could do it, you know. And it was like, use your speed, you gotta threaten them, then you gotta counter. Like, they was just giving me pointers on like the steps, just like where I should go, point of attack, things like that. And then when Coach Q, anytime it was pass rush, he'll call me down and do like 2 reps. Like, he kind of worked me in, like he'll have me go against the second stringers, like second and third stringers the first day, whooped them up. Then he had me go against the second stringers, whooped them up. And then he's like, hey, today's day, I'm going to put you against the big dogs.
Against the big
and they're
dog.
in completely different groups too. So I went over there to Big Tyron. I'm talking about, I was all nervous too, because I was like, I ain't never go against someone as good as him before. And I'm talking about, he gripped me up a little bit, but I was fighting it. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, like I ain't really do my best because I was nervous. And then he put me against LC. LC had a little stab, like, you know, but those were just those pre-nerves that I had. And then, like, as I got used to going against him, I was just, all right, it's just regular now. You know?
Well, I have to follow up. Did you work them up too eventually?
I would never put that on TV.
You ain't never gonna put that on TV. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods this evening. I have been away from here since Friday morning. I have missed being here in my spot. I've really missed it. I have really and truly missed being here. Let me make sure, because I don't know if everything's working right. Let me do the mic check here.
Mic sound nice, check 1. My mic sound nice, check 2. My mic sound nice, check 3. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Mike, you look comatose, man. What's up? You look like you have sleep. Johnny White. What's up, Johnny? Johnny, we're working on your cutting board now. I'm back. I'm going to get that thing squared away. We got to cut the star into the rainbow, or what do we call not melting pot cutting board that's out there. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
Isn't that the ones that we always had?
Yeah, but we got to put a big star in it for Johnny White.
You mean the regular ones?
The regular, yeah, I call them the mixing pot because there's so many different colors of wood and everything else. It's like a melting pot. Anyway, let me give a shout out to the ladies. Gina Thorne. What's up, Gina? Miss Hot Sauce Lola. There's Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? Okay. Before we get into talking about the Cowboys, ladies, you know, tomorrow begins a new month, right? You know what that means. Wednesday night, ladies night, live stream first of the month. Now, I'm going to ask you, because listen. Now, I want to make sure we got this right now. Tracy's going to be sending you the email with the invite and everything else. We had our one last week. We said we could do it live. But see, this week I want to do something a little different here. Ladies. I want to throw a little spin into it. I want to ask, shout out to David Wiley. What's up, David? I want to throw a little spin into the conversation.
Over a year.
I want to do kind of like a online game, like a truth or dare. I mean, not dare. We're not going to do dares. But like a truth game, like we'll ask a question like your biggest what the fuck moment, and that could be, dating, it could be your kids, it could be the Dallas Cowboys, but, just kind of spice it up to really kind of open things up. And I want to know if that's all right with you ladies before we start planning the festivities. So, y'all, ladies, channel number ladies, send a message to Tracy and let me know because I want to do it live. I seriously, I want to do it live and get this party started because, see, I was riding up the road. I've been on the road. I drove over 400 miles today because I literally went from Morgantown, West Virginia, down the country, and then back home. So I've been on the road for quite a bit. So me and my lovely bride, so we had a lot of time of talking and things. And so we were sitting there saying, why don't we try and spice this up a little bit? And Tracy's like, what do you mean? I said, like we could ask like a question like your worst date. What was the worst date? What was the guy that literally you had to roll your head at on a date? Or something like, hey, they're doing something kind of crazy. And there's Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? And see, the reason why I started thinking about having this conversation, because I think back to the Super you weren't here for the Super Bowl. You were having your own ladies' night. That's right. You weren't here. But when we were here with the Super Bowl, and we had my man E2 Blue over here, and he was talking about all these different people that could get it, and y'all ladies were in there talking about, who could get it. And I was like, like there's a football game on. I don't want to offend any of the ladies. The ladies are like, shit, hey, we gonna knock your ass out, man. It's like, so I figured we can go ahead and just kind of, have a little fun with it. I just want to make sure that y'all are good with it before Wednesday night. So let me know. F it. I'll just do it. I was trying to find the clip. I couldn't find it. Just do it live. I don't know. Oh, here it is. This is what, I figured we'll just.
For us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
There you go.
5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Bobby Ice says, hey, Michael Anthony, Fitness, Gig Economy, and Cowboys Nation. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so that's if that's okay with y'all, ladies. I just want to know, because I don't want to put nobody on blast, and I don't want anybody to come in and say, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Okay? I like I said, it's all good. We just gonna have fun. Okay? I don't want any of y'all to come in and say, what the hell's going on out here? All right, so Mike, did you hear about the Giants?
What about the Giants?
What do you mean? What about the Giants? That Daniel Jones, that they're not going to be picking up his 5th-year option.
Okay.
He's a winner, remember?
Oh, Danny. One of Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Oh! I just sat there saying, don't fumble it. Let's go.
Rasheed, look, you're older. Hold on.
Oh, don't fumble it. Don't fumble it, Danny. They're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. So, in other words, they're saying he's not a winner. Can you believe that, Mike? Mike. They're saying he's not a winner. You all right? It's like you just kind of checked out. I mean, damn. And see, I need Gina C to join us on Wednesday night for the live stream. Gina. I need you there with Lola and Gina and Roland's Review and Joanne Gonzalez. You got to be there. Please, Gina, you got to be there. You got to be there with us. Anyway, Daniel Jones is on the last year of his contract with the New York Giants. They are ready to move on. Cowboy fans are ready, some of them, to move on from Dak Prescott. But I'm sitting here thinking, how would you like to be the Pittsburgh Steelers right now?
Or Washington.
Well, here's their options right now. They're thinking about Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, although Rasheed said Teddy's a winner. Or Mitch Trubisky. Anytime you got Mitch Trubisky on your list of quarterbacks.
The same guys that Washington's looking at.
Right. How would you like to have your list to include Teddy Bridgewater, Mitch Trubisky, and Jameis Winston? That's it. That's the best we can do. How would you like to have that?
What happened to that guy that was backing up?
You mean Heineken?
I'm talking about for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What happened to him?
Oh, Dwayne Haskins? He's probably at the strip club.
The other guy.
It don't matter.
The one that got in the helmet situation.
The helmet situation?
Him and Garrett got into it with the helmet.
Oh, that fool. Again. Okay.
I mean,
Here's all you need to know.
Whoa.
Hold it.
Well,
Here's all you need to know. That Mitch Trubisky's on the list. If Mitch Trubisky's on the list, that means you ain't got shit in there.
This guy, their backup court, the one with the helmet situation.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Wasn't good enough to beat the Lions in overtime.
Okay, all right.
So that's
exactly. And that's why Mitch Trubisky's on their list. They're that bad.
He can at least beat the Lions in overtime.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's how bad their quarterback situation is. And we have Cowboy fans that just say Dak is, just draft another quarterback. Like, that's an easy thing to do. All right, so this week is actually a big week because this is the NFL Combine. In fact, the Dallas Cowboys, the gray lady the bus is there. I'm still waiting for my invite, Jerry. I'm still waiting on my invite. Is there up in Indianapolis. They're going to be, of course, doing the physicals where they literally take all the guys. There's 500 players that'll be there. They parade them in like they're cattle. They're going to get poked, prodded, and twisted, and they're going to do psychological tests. They're going to do interviews and ask if your mother was a hoe or things like that, and you're going to look at the ink blots and stuff. So you're going to try and get inside the head to find out if this guy is a future Hall of Famer or is this guy going to be a bust. That's what they do at the Combine. Then we're going to have player interviews. Then we're going to have the actual workouts one day of all of the players working out. And then they're going to go home. And then the blue chip ones will be doing pro days. Now, MVP baby, Eric Early, what's up? Dak is back. Now, Stephen Jones was doing his Jerry Jones impersonation today. He was basically saying, hell yes, that Zeke Elliott's going to be back. And I want to read this.
He's going to be back.
No, here's the thing. I kind of want to read the way he worded this.
Of course he's going to be back because other than trading him, you're going to have to pay him.
Well,
unless you're able to trade him, you're going to have to pay him until next year.
True. But it's the way he worded it because you realize it's not so much that you're enthusiastic about the player as you are trying to spin the fact that you screwed up. Stephen Jones on Zeke Elliott, I want that guy on my team. You talk about playing through some injuries. He's a competitor. Okay, if you just stop right there, you're good. Okay? I think he's a darn good running back. Okay? So if you stop with just that, you say, okay, he's happy about bringing him back. But then here's where you get the but. It's kind of like when people say to you, I don't mean any disrespect, and then they turn around and they disrespect you, right? Oh, I don't mean no harm, but you're about to do some harm to me. You're about to do some harm to me, okay? Because then he says, obviously, his money's guaranteed. He's going to be here. There's no question. We're fortunate to have him. Does that sound like a 100%? Yeah, we're so happy we got Zeke Elliott, man. His money's guaranteed, so obviously he'll be back. Well, you guys are the ones that guaranteed the money. I'm just saying, you guys are the ones that guaranteed the money. And while we're at it, I do want to add in here one other thing because we do give Zeke a whole lot of flack because of his contract and his down years. But how would you like to be Carolina with McCaffrey's deal? McCaffrey's played like 7 games in the last 2 seasons after he got his big contract. So in some regards, we're actually in a whole lot better space than what they are. Now, asked about Amari Cooper as well as D-Law.
Well, D-Law, we already know is going to be gone.
Well, who knows with the Cowboys?
Well, they might.
Who knows with the Cowboys?
For them to do it, they can hold off to June 1st. They'll probably make a June 1st cut.
But they need the money before then, though. Exactly. Although they're planning on not signing anybody new. When he was asked about Amari Cooper, he says it's too early to address that. Okay, tomorrow's the 1st of March. And by the 20th of March, less than 3 weeks, you've got his contract will be fully guaranteed. So it's not too early to talk about that. And in 2 weeks, free agency legal tampering starts, in which case the league year starts on the 16th, and you got to be under the salary cap. So you got 2 weeks. So I guess the middle of the week is not too early. Similar comment about DeMarcus Lawrence. He basically said things. There's a lot of moving parts, and he noted that guys that make the most money get the most scrutiny. Thoughts?
We already know D-Law's gone.
I think D-Law's gone. I think they restructure Cooper. If it were me, that's what I would do, because we don't have as much guaranteed money left for Amari Cooper like we do with D-Law. D-Law's deal, $27 million is his cap hit for next year. $27 million. That is a lot of money for an edge rusher who's not getting to the quarterback more than 6 times a year. Now, we are actually in a better situation than some people. Now, a lot of people will say that Dak Prescott, his contract, that we shouldn't have paid him all that money and stuff. But I want you to think about this one for a second. Right now, Kirk freaking Cousins, okay? Minnesota's planning on keeping Kirk Cousins, and we've been hearing Mike Zimmer basically put Kirk Cousins on blast a lot during the season last year because he felt like he wasn't making the plays that they needed to be successful. That, we're paying you a lot of money, you're not getting the job done. They're planning on keeping him for this year. They had Carolina literally call and say, "Hey, what do you think about trading him?" And they're like, "No, we're going to ride with Kirk."
Well, you didn't want a couple number ones and another pick for him.
But he's $45 million cap hit on the last year.
I would take a couple number ones for Kirk Cousins if I was him.
$45 million cap hit for
Carolina
Kirk
will give me a
Cousins.
couple number ones for him and maybe a later round pick. I would take that for him.
But here's the problem. You could go ahead and trade Jimmy Garoppolo. You can trade Aaron Rodgers. But the guys behind them, they're looking at it and saying, we ain't got nobody else. Although you could say that before they got Kirk Cousins, they went to the NFC Championship game. With Kirk Cousins, they won one playoff game for their $140-some million.
That was the year that they had the Super Bowl.
They got one playoff win for $140-some.
That's the year they had it in Minnesota, that they almost went to the Super Bowl, and they would have been the first team to host around the Super Bowl, but it didn't happen.
Kirk got paid. He didn't care, all guaranteed. Yeah, and it was. That's the thing. He got paid. Okay, so the problem for teams right now is there's not great prospects in the draft, and teams realize they ain't got a quarterback. And there's not very many free agent ones to go around. So you either have to get the toaster leavings, and the Al Bundy reference where you shake the toaster up there and you get the crumbs. That's basically what's left as far as quarterbacks. Unless you try and make a trade for Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. But then you're dealing with two big divas, and you better have a team in place because you're going to give up a king's ransom for them. I'm chilling too, Alan. Worked earlier, and now it's like me time. I'm back at it again. Boom. It sucks without football, does it? It really does suck without football. Oh, but that win was on the road. Oh, yeah, Carol, you're right. The win was on the road. And that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, because we have you know what your boy Charles Haley said about AT&T Stadium?
Oh, we built a house for losers. And
but
it's kind of hard to disagree.
He compared us on that interview. I saw he compared us to New England. You go to New England, they don't have the fancy television. Everybody's now on their telephones and out with their headphones on, and they're winning championships. You go to our house, you got all the fancy TVs. Everybody's on their phones now talking to each other, nothing. Yep. And we haven't won squat in that stadium.
Well,
we're under 500 at home.
Well, I tell you what, here's how you can know. You look at it, and I'm hoping that this isn't going to be parallel to this. Samuel Rowe, I miss football too, buddy. We all miss football. That's why we're here. We're here talking about football. We're talking about. Listen, we're talking about the combine. We're talking about shirts and guys running shuttle runs. Okay, shorts and shuttle runs. Okay, vertical leap. Is Dak better than Matthew Stafford? I would say Matthew Stafford was on a better team than the Cowboys were, and I would say. The Rams had Aaron Donald.
Yeah, but also,
and if Matthew Stafford was so great, then how come they didn't do anything in Detroit with him? Does that make any sense?
Because of coaching.
Well, no, it's because of an organization.
I'm just saying, but that comes down to coaching
Okay,
and organization.
they don't win that Super Bowl without Aaron Donald. They don't win that Super Bowl without. And let's be clear here: Aaron Donald should have been the MVP. Oh, and the referees, because they jumped offside down there in the red zone on that last drive.
Also, Kirk Cousins, what's his name? Kurt Warner's movie came out too this year.
What did that have to do with?
He played for the Rams.
That got nothing to do with it.
Hey, it's a coincidence, I guess.
Austin sports. Cowboys are one and done in the playoffs. But here's the thing.
And where was Washington?
Well, here's
where was Washington? Austin sports. Where was Washington?
Is he a Washington fan?
Yeah, Austin.
Oh, well, see, you got the toaster leavings for quarterbacks too. What you gonna do for a quarterback, man? Your coach has already said we're looking to trade for a quarterback. You can get Carson Wentz
if he's released. They don't want to trade for him. If he's released, they'll pick him up.
They may not have too much choice, man. Because he's a hot commodity right now. Carson, this guy.
He might be the best one out of the bunch. I hate to say it. Might be the best one out of all the free agents that are supposed to be.
Matthew Stafford has the like Tony Romo used to be known as Tony Oh No. Matthew Stafford has those oh no moments too. The pick sixes. So he has some mistakes that he makes, but he has guys that help make up for it. Damian Davis. When does the USFL start playing again? In April? Okay. All right. So we'll be. Are we going to be checking out the USFL? Are you going to check it out?
I'm going to be working.
I mean, we did do the XFL. We were at the inaugural game, man.
But the smart thing that the USFL is doing, they're having all the games in one city, and then they're going to have the playoffs at the Hall of Fame.
Wait. What city are they going to play them at?
I don't know what the city is, but it's all in one city, which is smart. So even though they're representing different areas of the United States, it's all going to be in one city.
Well, Dan Marino doesn't have a ring, except for a Hall of Fame one. Cowboy fans are big mad. Okay.
We're mad.
Actually, I am kind of mad. That we get screwed by the officials. We get screwed by Jerry Jones wanting his glory holes.
Part of leadership is to have some of the guys that have gone before that
most popular
have been
disappointed. We're number one franchise in the
to
world.
share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder.
But what is that money doing for me?
3 years.
Hold on. What does that really do for us? What that says is Jerry Jones is P.T. Barnum, and there's a sucker born every minute. The fact that you cannot be the best team out there, that you're the most valuable because you got a whole bunch of suckers coming in there to give you money, and you're not doing shit. Actually, we got to go ahead and give Jerry Jones the credit. He is P.T. Barnum. You know who P.T. Barnum is, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Damn circus is in town. Why did Washington football team have McDonald's uniforms? Oh my God!
Or a rip off of the Steelers or the Cardinals rip offs.
Here's the thing. I don't know, man. That's great talking points that we sell jerseys.
I haven't bought a jersey.
Okay.
How long?
That we are valuable. That Jerry Jones has got, a his and her helicopter and 350-foot long yacht. That don't do shit for me. Again, I say I want 6. That shirt is so old. It is so old that it's literally just kind of disintegrating and going away in the ether. I refuse to get rid of it, even though it's got paint and everything else on it, just as a red badge of courage. Just to all the shots that I've been taking for all these years for the Dallas Cowboys, being up there with the Washington football team, the Detroit Lions up in there. Who else hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last, since the last time we have? Who else? Let's see. Carolina, although they went to 2, I can't even put them on the list. I mean, hell, Tampa Bay won 2 since the last time we went in there. Hell, Atlanta went to 1 since we were in there. The Cardinals even freaking went in there.
Yeah, with
I mean, basically, we got the Cleveland Browns that didn't. We got the Detroit Lions. Who has not been in the Super Bowl? The Jets, Miami, in the last 25 years. Houston, yeah, they'll never go.
Jaguars.
Jags, they'll never go.
Well, those are three of those teams that you just named are new teams in the franchise.
Well, Seattle was, an expansion team, but they went. Tampa Bay was an expansion team. They've won 2 since then. Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, yeah, that's great. I'm glad we can see. Yeah, man, we the champions at being the most valuable. Well, what the fuck does that do for me? Not a goddamn thing.
Jimmy Johnson said all he cares about is wins and losses.
That's it.
That's all he cares about. Records don't mean nothing. It's all about the wins and losses.
Jacksonville. I saw, what was the show? The Good Place. There's a show, because Tracy, they were marathoning it last night. But The Good Place, they got this guy who was like a failed DJ from Jacksonville, who's a Jaguar fan. And he was asked, because it's supposed to be like he's in heaven or something like that. He's like, do the Jaguars ever win the Super Bowl? No, they'll never win the Super Bowl. Oh.
Not in my lifetime.
Okay, it's like, no, the Jaguars will never win.
They had a chance.
Vikings. Okay, yeah, the Vikings. There you go. All right, so.
Now, I'll give them this, though. The Jaguars had a chance with Calais Campbell. That's the last time actually.
When they were in the playoff game. But, okay, I tell you what. You just made me feel really, really bad.
That's the last time they've been in the playoffs.
Because you can actually say that the Jaguars have been to the championship game.
With Calais Campbell. This is the last time we've been. I forgot about that too. With Calais Campbell, your guy.
Damn.
Before
I forgot that the Jags even went
with Calais Campbell. With Calais Campbell.
Well, I guess that's why they said Cowboy fans are rather our morale is rather low right now. Our Primetime Phil, what's up, Primetime? You're pissed like the rest of us about how we went out. But you know what? We weren't the only ones. How about the Green Bay Packers? They were the number 1 seed. They They lost to the same team we did.
What about the Titans?
Titans were number 1 seed. How come we're the only ones they joke about? How come they don't joke Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers has gotten to be a choke boy when it comes to playoffs.
Because all they care about is clicks and views. Aaron Rodgers don't get the views.
Thank you, Joshua, for making me feel so much better. Cowboys, Lions, Browns, Dolphins, Washington Jets. It's currently drying up in the small garage. I can email you a photo of it if you like. What are you emailing it? Boom. Okay. Let's do it, Mark. Cowboys suck. Eagles suck. Commanders sucks. Giants suck. Okay. Damn, y'all just trying to. What are y'all trying to get me to jump off the bridge? That 2 teams out of 4 in our division have won Super Bowl since we've won one. Yeah, but you know what? Y'all still haven't caught up. That's how. Hey, that's how far ahead we actually were. And see, I can legitimately say that the Cowboys are 5-time world champions because I saw all 5 of the victories. I saw all 5. Some of you guys that say it don't know nothing, don't remember a single one. Okay, so I can legitimately say it. Cowboys still suck. Awesome sports. If the Cowboys suck, then what are the Washington football team?
At least our stadium's not leaking
and falling to the ground.
I mean, y'all might be moving to VA, sir.
Man, I tell you what.
I mean, DC's trying to get y'all to go to DC.
If the Cowboys suck, awesome to sports, then what are you guys?
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Still waiting. Chase Stern, what's up, Chase? The window's not only closed for the Cowboys. No, I don't know. Actually, I don't agree with that. That the window's shut. Generally speaking, when you say the window's shut, means you don't actually have a quarterback or anything. Now, I would say that seeing that the Cincinnati Bengals went from 6-10 to a Super Bowl, that there's really nobody's opportunity that's shut. When you see how teams go from worst to first, is there really a term that the window is shut? Jessica, what's up, Jessica? How you doing? I don't know that you can say that the window's shut. Not when you have a Diggs, a Micah Parsons, a Dak Prescott, a CeeDee Lamb. You have some really good pieces in there. So, I know we look at it and we say, is Tyron Smith still going to be the guy?
I don't think he is.
I know we look at it and say, is Zeke Elliott still a great back? But you do have a Tony Pollard back there.
I think we need another running back.
Right?
A legit one.
I know you look and say our offensive line is a little bit of a mess, but see, this is where free agency and the way we've been able to draft, and you have some young guys that are kind of stepping up. I don't see that the window is shut. When you say the window is shut, is your quarterback, okay, I'll say New Orleans window is probably closed.
Yeah, for next
Okay,
5 years.
that is a case where I would say a window is probably closed because Drew Brees retired, you lost Sean Payton, you're way over on the cap, you've got to rebuild. You don't have a franchise quarterback anymore. You're contemplating on whether or not to bring back Jameis Winston or stick
Who was
with
injured.
Hill.
He got injured during the season.
Right.
He was
So
playing well until he got injured.
so that would be a team that I would say that the window was closed. I don't know. I mean, if the window was already open, it's not closed. Maybe the window was never open. So did the Cowboys part ways with Cooper and Lawrence? No, they haven't yet. They probably
Cooper,
will.
They will. I mean,
I think
Lawrence, they
DeMarcus Lawrence will. But I think, okay.
will.
All
DeMarcus
right.
Lawrence, they will.
Let me explain to you in my terms the way I look at it. I look at the Cowboys defense was playing really good first half of the season. And they got better. I would say that Micah Parsons got better because he had to play on the edge. Micah Parsons got the lion's share of his sacks while D-Law was out. When D-Law came back, Micah Parsons still played good, but he wasn't as impactful as it was. The defense wasn't as impactful as it was with D-Law on the team. To me, if I take D-Law's money, okay, if I take D-Law's money and I can make him a June 1st cut and hold on to that money, then maybe I end up getting myself a great one technique. I've been saying this. I'm hoping that I'm putting it into the universe and that Jerry Jones will listen, that I get the run stopper in the middle and that I get the linebacker that I need. If I can get those two, if I can get the linebacker that's better than Van Der Esch, and if I can get the one technique guy, and Quentin Bohannon steps up more than and stops playing the titty games. You got to stop playing the titty games up here, okay? You got to be low and like a damn bull. How many times you see a bull up here, going like this? The bull's he's coming head first at your ass. Hopefully he learns that this year. You do that, that defense is so much better, and Micah becomes even better with the speed on the outside. You need the thunder in the middle and the speed on the outside, and you will go to those quarterbacks' ass. Somebody kept saying, we got to draft the first round, cornerback. Listen, if you get the Raging Bulls, you get an Aaron Donald, it makes everybody else behind them that much better, and that's what they got to do. They got to do that. All the haters on here commenting about the Cowboys because they know the Cowboys are talking of the sports world. Amen on that one. Jason Renfro. What's up, Jason? We need to continue to build the D with Dan Quinn. Yes. And you talk about somebody who's happy about Dan Quinn coming back. That is truly Micah Parsons. Now, I haven't listened to this whole thing because I just got home about an hour before the show. But this is why the Dallas Cowboys won't win the NFC East in 2022, and I want to have a discussion on it.
Jane Slater, who's covering all things Cowboys for us down there in Dallas. Jane, annual expectations have led to annual disappointment. What's the focus for the Cowboys this offseason?
They've got to figure out what to do with some of their free agents. Mike, I know that you'll be covering a lot of this as well as Ian and Tom, but one of the moves that we're going to be keeping an eye on is what do you do with Amari Cooper? He is guaranteed $20 million if he's still on the books here on March 20th. And is that too much for them? They are trying to figure out, once again, this is something we talk about every year. They find themselves in cap hell. They always seem to figure it out, but who's going to be the cap casualty? Now, when you look at Amari Cooper, he's in a room that's crowded. In other words, it's been an embarrassment of riches. You've got Michael Gallup, you've got CeeDee Lamb, and of course, you've got Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper still has 2 years left on this deal, but they gave themselves a bit of an out when they structured this. So they could go to him, ask for him to restructure this, or they could outright trade or release him and get some cap savings here. But with that being said, Michael Gallup is a free agent. He's looking to command about $10 to $12 million on the open market. So CeeDee Lamb is the only guarantee. And oh, by the way, the guys that backfill him, you've got guys like Cedric Wilson, Malik Turner, Noah Brown. They're all also free agents. So they've got to figure out what they're going to do here and how important Amari Cooper is to this offense. I would submit, though, that when you get the ball in his hands, he's been highly efficient. Go back to that game when Dak Prescott missed the one against Minnesota. He had 2 of those clutch catches on the final drive and then, of course, the game-winning touchdown. But for whatever reason, he found himself in Jerry Jones' crawl space because he didn't get vaccinated. He missed 2 games, and the second half of the season did look remarkably different than the first half. He kept complaining he should get the ball. Then at the end of the season, Jerry Jones said, well, when we give you the ball, you should catch the ball up the middle. Other receivers do it. So that's why this big question mark about Amari Cooper has started percolating here in Dallas.
Did you say crawl space?
I think she did.
Like
yeah,
attic, like the crawl space in the attic.
Like under,
yeah, I think
crawl space.
Crawl space.
Jerry Jonesism right there. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of other issues with the Dallas Cowboys. Not only do they have a lack of wide receivers, Dalton Schultz is also a free agent. And then there's the looming specter of what's going on with Mike McCarthy, because the first time that the Cowboys have that inevitable loss, and it's probably going to be week 1 here against the LA Rams in SoFi Stadium. That's my prediction. I don't have any insight on that. But once they lose a game, it's going to be like, where's Sean Payton? When is Sean Payton arriving? What's this happening? And it's not like Jerry Jones doesn't have a track record of this. He did this with Wade Phillips as well. Mm-hmm. So you got a lame duck, supposedly. Whatever.
Supposedly.
Listen, you know what I'm saying. They have possibly a lame duck coach. They have a situation that's going to explode on them. I mean, if only we could have seen this in their history, because it seems like it happens every year.
Steve's making faces. Go, Steve.
No, we're talking about the 2022 Dallas Cowboys, or are we still holding on to Michael Irvin, the playmaker, co-worker, Troy Aikman, the Hall of Famer, Charles Haley, Emmitt Smith, Jay Novacek. Who are we talking about? Are we still talking about the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s? Because we have these grandioso expectations when really we need to lower our expectations. The NFC East, that division, is all right. It's aight. It's okay. It's like we're talking about the NFC East as if it's a steak, like Wagyu steak, market price. Man, this ain't nothing but some nachos and some popcorn and hot dog.
With the cheese sauce. It's not even melted cheese.
We need
It's
to
the
lower
cheese sauce.
our expectations. Yes, the cheese sauce. And guess what? This is summertime, so we got nickel flicks on, and it's discount time. That's what we really need to start talking about and being honest. The Dallas Cowboys are a fantastic team back in the day. 2022, they're not that team anymore.
It's like
Dak Prescott, baller.
All right.
The reboot hasn't been...
CeeDee Lamb, great.
They keep trying to reboot. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jane, real quick.
But real quick, Steve, do you think that they have the talent, or do you think they're not maximizing the talent through coaching? Because I hear you, Adam, on Mike McCarthy and the uncertainty, but I don't think it's Sean Payton that they're looking to bring in if Mike McCarthy doesn't get this done. They've got Dan Quinn. You think he locked up in Dallas just because they're saying, oh, you're going to be defensive coordinator for this year. You had all these interviews, all these people wanted you, but stick around here to be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Good point.
So I think that's what's going to be a hyper motivator for Mike. But I am curious what you think. When you look at this roster, is it a talented roster, or are they not getting the most out of it?
Maybe a little column A, a little column B.
I think it's a talented roster. I think also sometimes at the end of it, it's not really how much talent they have or don't have.
It's what you do with it.
I think there's a root issue. I don't want to say what the root issue is.
Why not?
It ain't coaching. It's not the players, because this is also
At least the ownership.
You know,
I think we can infer.
I got it.
I think we can infer.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Rank, it's not rank.
Eddie!
Steve mentioned the
You
90s.
feel what I'm percolating with?
I got it. I got it all. I'm having that coffee. Steve mentioned the 90s. It was almost the 90s the last time we had a NFC East repeat champion, the Eagles in 2004. Let's start with Rank here. Who's the biggest challenger now to the Cowboys? Because if history continues, they're not going to win the division next year.
Well, I agree with Steve. I think this division's just all right. I'm not cool. I'm just going to say all right. It's all right. But I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they've got the best opportunity. I thought that early last year, it looked like they were going to struggle with Nick Sirianni.
Okay, we can stop there with the Eagles. And there's a lot to be said about the division. Nobody's repeated since the 2003-2004 season. However, it would probably have to be the Eagles. I don't see the Giants going from worst to first with Danny Dollarstore at quarterback. I don't see Washington. I think Washington, when they won it last year, it was because everybody else was so bad.
And I'm not. They won it, everybody was bad.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that I know that they said that we're chopped liver in the NFC East, but I look at the NFC South. The only team they got in the playoffs was Tampa Bay, and I look at the AFC North. You had Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, which you looked at the rest of that division. That division was ass, right? They only got one team in the playoffs. We at least got two. Now, for going for the Cowboys, we know that Dak Prescott has literally owned the NFC East. We have owned it. When Dak has been upright, we have won. The only time Washington got victories was one. We were there with that bullshit. It wasn't Kirk Cousins. That bullshit that the long snapper was moving the football when everybody moves the freaking football. That game and the two games where we had Ben DiNucci and Andy Dalton playing the year before. And even with all that, even with the Cowboys being asked, the Washington team only won 7 games. They don't have a freaking quarterback. And they got a stadium that's falling to the ground. I don't see Washington do it. The Eagles, they've got all those draft picks. If they can draft well, then yeah, I would say that they're definitely going to be dangerous. But for people that are saying that the Cowboys window is closed, as bad as it seems the team was, the fact that we were 12-6. Is it 12-6? 12-5. 12-5. With as bad as the offensive line played going down the stretch, with Zeke Elliott on one leg, with a bunch of no names on defense, I don't think that you have to look at this and say, oh, no, they don't have a chance to continue to get better. I think that they actually can. Am I crazy? No. I think that they can actually get better. I think, and here's also my personal theory, okay? I don't have any proof of this. One, they keep talking about Michael Gallup, Michael Gallup and CeeDee. I still don't think that Michael Gallup is going to be 100% ready to go at the beginning of the season. I just don't, coming off the ACL.
I'm not sold on CeeDee Lamb because he drops too many balls.
Well, but I'm telling you, we need to restructure. You sent me a gift last week. I hope you received it. It's in a big box. I thought that was the. Maybe it is. Okay, I was thinking that was the epoxy that I ordered. Okay, Evan, I just got back about an hour before the show. Let me check that out and I'll see. It's in a big box. Evan, you shouldn't have sent me something in a big box. Good Lord. Jessica, can we use a Cowboy O-line? Okay.
Well, that too.
Zeke was on one leg, but honestly, there weren't holes there. There weren't great holes. Tony Pollard made moves on the outside because of his speed and everything else, and we got to use that.
That's the other thing, too. Why don't we go on the outside instead of going up the middle?
Well, and that's part of Kellen Moore's play call.
On the outside, he ended up getting a lot of yards on the outside.
Thomas Garrett, you're a smart man. And see, the thing is if you say we're going to cut, Amari Cooper to save some money, and we're going to sign Michael Gallup, you're literally gambling on his doctors and his physical therapy to be ready. And I'm just sitting here thinking about D-Law. Oh, they said, well, he'll be ready by training camp, right?
He wasn't.
and with the torn labrum surgery. Yeah, he played, but he wasn't really 100%. He only had 5 sacks in that season, and you could see that he was limited. They said Tristan Hill, he'll be ready by training camp. He didn't play till week 10. So I'm going by the track record. Eddie. Take the money out, all of it. I'm not sold that you can gamble and say Michael Gallup is going to be ready to start the season. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Do you really think CeeDee Lamb's your number one? He has too many drops to be a number one.
Yeah.
A number 2 maybe, but not number 1.
But I for one, think that needs to change. But you fix the offensive line. I don't know how many ways I have to say it. You got to fix the offensive line. Because as bad as they were, we were still able to do things with the bad offensive line. If you get the offensive line, if you get 2 good offensive linemen in there, just 2, get rid of, half of the penalties, this offense will explode.
Get rid of Kellen Moore.
And the defense, I think, is going to get better. Okay, I know we're going to lose Van Der Esch, but do we look and say Van Der Esch is a top-flight linebacker that can't be replaced?
He only had 1 good year, his rookie year.
I honestly believe here's 2 things I believe. One, I feel like Van Der Esch is holding back because he's worried about that neck and that shoulder.
Rookie year.
Yeah, listen, it's we used to have Punch Out with Glass Joe. Okay, yeah, I think it's like Punch Out with glass shoulder and neck.
He had that issue since college.
Jeff Lee, I'm doing good, man. I believe that he is being kind of gentle to make sure that he can make it through the season. And I also believe that Dak Prescott's leg, you can't, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. I'm telling you, that leg from the time we went into overtime against New England was not the same. So many times you see Dak Prescott throwing and his legs are not on the ground intentionally. We're talking about the guy who invented the Dak dance, okay? And it was all about twisting and pushing off on the leg. You didn't see him doing that in the second half of the season once he hurt that calf. And I'm telling you, the ankle bone's connected to the shin bone's connected to the knee bone, and the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone. And the ligaments in the foot and the ankle are connected to the calf. And that stuff, when you have surgery, and this is why I say Michael Gallup will not be ready, is that shit is tight. They've reattached it. When you get the ACL, they're drilling a hole in there and they're sticking the piece into it and lock it in place. And it's tight. It takes time to work that out. It takes time to get the flexibility back in. And when Dak Prescott, after having that catastrophic ankle injury, that shit was not healed completely. His body literally went through surgery, second surgery, rehab, constantly over and over and over again, and was not really able to do anything until training camp. So it never had a chance to really just catch its breath and heal. And then you go out to the point where, okay, you start working out, and which was almost time to start playing games. Oh, and now your shoulder's messed up. And I'm telling you, Dak before the injury and Dak after the injury, it was kind of like Kyler Murray. Before the injury, MVP candidate, they're rolling. After his injury and he came back, he was gun shy and did not look like the same guy.
Yeah, the only game he won was against us.
That's right. That was the only one. So I believe that Dak still has healing to do, and that healing is taking place now. I hope it's taking place right now, and that when he starts really working out and the team starts doing OTAs, he'll be able to pick up where he was before. Because you looked at Dak, and Dak was usually really good about doing bootlegs. And see, this is where I think part of the problem for Kellen Moore is when your players are making plays, you look like a genius. Dak did not have the escapability that he had before. Dak was not as elusive on the bootlegs getting outside. Dak was not able to step out of the pocket and get away from the players. And I believe, Lisa, what's up, Lisa? I believe it's because of the leg. Now I'm going to start going back through and watching some of those games and bringing some of these things up. But I'm telling you, Dak's leg was not right the second half of the season, and that hurt. And, of course, no running game to speak of. And the offensive line, every time you got a good play, was getting a freaking penalty. So that's my point, and I'm sticking with it. Not for negative talk about Cooper and D-Law. Well, Jessica, unfortunately, we going to have it because I'm sorry. I'm sitting here thinking about the $44 or $64 million that we paid D-Law on the cap the last 3 years for 14 sacks. Let me calculate that. Hold on. Let me calculate that for you real quick. If we say 66 million divided by 14. So for every sack that D-Law's gotten in the last 3 years, it's $4.75 million.
Can I get that kind of money per job?
Let me say that. Let me say that one more time.
I'll be living like a king if I get that per job.
The last 3 seasons that D-Law has been here, he's gotten $4.75 million per sack.
I would love to get that per job.
You and me both. Just saying, Jessica. You know, you know, like Stephen Jones said, you know, the guys that get paid the most get scrutinized the most.
As they should, because they're taking.
You really want Juju Smith-Schuster on this team. West Coast offense. Oh, my God, Carolina Cowboy. You are speaking my language. Because here's the difference of what you have to understand. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. The West Coast offense became about because of 2 things. 1, Joe Montana did not have the strongest arm to really go down the field. And 2, they did not have a great offensive line. So what it was predicated on was using shorter passes to get the ball to people that could make plays and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback quicker so he would not take the hits. It would be like 3-step dropbacks or 5-step dropbacks and throwing to a spot. Boom. Getting Jerry Rice in the slot where he could take it to the house. And see, that can help the offensive line. It also uses, like if you remember Roger Craig, who was the first back to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. It's freaking amazing. But it was like giving him the ball in space as a long handoff where he would make plays. If you think about the Rams the last time they went to the Super Bowl with Todd Gurley, it wasn't that Jared Goff was throwing all these deep touchdown passes. A lot of times it was just getting the ball to Todd Gurley outside, and he's taking it to the house. That's what the West Coast offense will do. Dak making boot.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Dak making bootlegs. Come on, Ken. You know what a bootleg is, okay? You got all the motion and stuff going to the left, and the quarterback rolls out, sneaks the ball on the right. That's a bootleg. Not why, Mike? Why we got crazy people?
Hey, you're people.
Howard Floyd. Howard's getting that petition going. Howard, did you get your block? Shout out to Howard Floyd. Boom.
Take the money out.
Howard.
All of it.
Did you get your? Did you get? We his was the first one we sent out, wasn't it? I think so. Please tell me you got your butcher block, Howard.
I'm not sure who got what.
Cowboy Jaden, hey, don't be sorry, man. I'm glad you can make it, man. I understand people got things they got to do, people they got to see, and everything else. Howard Floyd, laugh out loud. But I think they keep Cooper. I think that D-Law's gone. I think D-Law's gone. I think Cooper gets restructured. And here's the reason why I say Cooper gets restructured, because now it's if you look at his contract, if you were to cut him pre-June 1st this year, you do save $16 million, okay? But what you could do, because there's still some years that are left in it, and the way they structure this contract where they have it out, you could take that $22 million, let's say you take 20, you could divide it up over the next 3 seasons, which takes you to about 7, or actually about 6.5. You could make him basically a $6 million cap hit and get yourself about $15 million. That same 16, okay? Now, again, that kicks the ball down the road, but like I was pointing out to you, did you hear about Amazon and Apple?
But he said he did get it.
He did. Did you like it?
He said he got it.
Okay. Did you like it? Oh, and I love. Oh, you love it. Okay. I don't know. I mean, like. Okay. But Apple and Amazon are battling it out for DirecTV. So next year, it will be the last year of it being on AT&T, in which case I can stop having a damn satellite dish on my. I guess I got to get up there and take it off, don't I? They ain't going to come take it out, are they?
You keep the satellite dish. They don't.
But I don't want that damn thing on the roof. Anyway.
No, there was one on the roof.
Anyway, they're talking about the deal being about $7.5 billion for Sunday Ticket to be streamed. To give you guys an idea, here's what I want you to understand. It was just a couple years ago they were talking about the NFL. They had $10 billion a year business. Well, now we're talking about $7.5 billion just for DirecTV. Jason Renfro. Okay, but hold on. You'll have it on either Amazon or Apple.
What they should do is to have the app, just have you pay a certain amount every year, and you have it just on the app.
Okay.
Watching your television.
Well, that's what it's going to be, a streaming service. But here, let's do it, kiddies. Let's do a little math problem here. If you take $7.5 billion, okay, this is how the cap works. You take that $7.5 billion, you divide it by 32 teams. That comes out to $235 million per team. Okay. Now, the owners get 52%. The players get 48%. So the way we figure out the percentages is you take that $235 million and you multiply that by 0.48. Do you know what you get, Michael? Do you know what you get? You get $115 million of cap space just for that deal added to the salary cap. $115 million added to the salary cap if the deal ends up being as projected at $7.5 billion. Okay? So, understand right now the salary cap is at $209 million for the 2022 season. That deal right there will take effect in 2023. So that money alone will be added to that. Keep in mind that the rest of the CBA hasn't kicked in yet. All these new deals where ESPN and are jockeying for all the talent and Thursday Night Football, they're trying to get Troy Aikman and Joe Buck and everything else, that money has yet to start coming in on the contract. So what we're saying is the salary cap is about $209 million for next year. It's probably going to be about 300 plus in 2023. So what you can do is put that money off down the road. It's kind of like when I used to work for the government. You know you're doing a job for the government, and the way the government jobs work are you do the work, and 2 months down the road, you get paid for it. So you know the money's coming. So what you have to do is, I got to get the job done to get my money. And government jobs pay better than regular jobs. So that means I got to borrow a little bit of money if I have to, if I don't have all the cash on hand, use those lines of credit, use the credit cards and all that. So that way I can get to the big money. And that's what the Cowboys have to do. Mari Cooper, kick the money down the road. We know that we're going to be getting the money back because it's a government job. We know that everybody wants the NFL. We know there's all these suckers out here that are betting and taking the odds that the Cowboys are the fourth best team to go to the Super Bowl, that the gambling money's coming in, the Amazon Prime money's coming in, the Apple money's coming in, the ESPN money's coming in, the CBS, the NBC, the Fox, the ABC money is coming in. All that money is coming. All you got to do is just wait for it. That's why. All right, Mike, let's do a draw in here. Mike. All right, let's see if we can pick a winner. Win a chicken dinner. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and I'm feeling right. Let's see. We're going to do another Tom Landry, Roger Staubach print to get out of here. Hey, Mark, am I going to watch? Yeah, Dave, I'm going to try. I'm going to see. I got to see Paxton Lynch because the Cowboys might want to re-sign him. He was the first round. Huh?
We didn't sign Paxton Lynch.
I said the Cowboys might want to sign him.
That was the
USFL. He was asking if I was going to watch. I said yes because the Cowboys might want to, re-sign him. I mean, sign him again.
I was about to say because Denver's the one that
James Snyder, Fishes Germs. What's up? Oh, and Disney. I forgot Disney. Okay, yeah, Disney wants.
Disney and ESPN are the same company.
Yeah, it's all a fantasy. Eddie B, you are the winner, Eddie. Shout out to you, Eddie. Okay, all right. Now I didn't get. Ladies, before we get ready to get up out of here, it's been a long day. I drove about 400 miles today. I built the that shower for my daughter. Oh my God, she loves it. She loves it. Before I get out of here, ladies, I didn't get a response on what we're supposed to be doing on Wednesday night. The Zoom in call, the ladies' night, where we were going to be doing it live. We're going to do it live. And if we were going to play the kind of like the truth game or, some you know what I'm saying, a little game. Your what the F moment or, about your kids, your husband or your boyfriend or whatever. Or just spice it up a little bit because I didn't get it. Lola, if you want to play it with a little hot sauce or Gina C or Gina Thorne or Joanne Gonzalez or Roland's review. Are we going to spice it up on Thursday night? Are we going to send Tracy an email? Okay. And also too, there's a bunch of you channel members out there that have not gone to the Thrive site. So that way we can go through and make sure that we let, Lloyd Diggs. Today's your birthday, buddy. Lloyd, happy birthday. And I don't know if I was here on the 24th for Mark Hutchins.
Yeah, I was on Friday.
Was that Friday? Yes, Mark, I apologize.
No, that was Thursday. That was when my car payment.
Okay. Mark Hutchins, I apologize. I missed your birthday. But I bet you got the electronic birthday card from me. I bet you got it because it's on the Thrive site. So shout out to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. I said, Roland said, she said it sounds good. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. We might find out some little secrets from some of the ladies in there, like maybe the pet peeve. What really pisses you off besides some of these jackass trolls? But we're going to have fun with that. Oh, yes, it's lady night, and oh, what a night. There you go. I believe Dak will come back stronger than he has. I think he will. I personally think that Dak is going to be on a mission. Oh, make it fire. Uh-oh, Lola says make it fire. Oh, snap. Uh-oh, it's going to get crazy. Okay, all right. I hear what you're saying, ladies. All right, you got anything else to add? Nothing? What's going on the gig economy? Work. You got any new apps that you're doing these days? Been chased by any pomegranates or pomegranate or what the hell them little dogs called? Little rip. Any crazy deliveries?
Not lately.
Deliveries to any celebrities?
What celebrities live in our area?
You don't know. I don't know. Heck, you can go to Loudoun County like Robert Duvall lives out there and Christopher Reeves used to live out there before he, Okay, all right. Anybody, answer the door and just a towel or anything?
Everything's delivered to the door now because of the pandemic. Is what we.
So it's and you're gone. Knock 3 times on the ceiling. Are you zooming in? Okay, all right. Well, it's Lisa VIC. Is Lisa a channel member? Because if you're a channel member, Lisa, you can email Tracy through the Thrive site. If not, Lisa, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail, and I'll pass it on to Tracy.
No, she's green.
Damon Davis.
No, Lisa's green. Isn't that?
Okay. Well, Lisa lips. I'm sorry, I had a flashback. When you're getting old and you got dementia setting in, you have flashbacks. Okay, that was a rap song back in the day. Damon Davis, if you want a trophy, you can email me, cowboysmark94@gmail, or if you go on the website, cowboyjobu.com, they're on there. Okay? So let me put my email in here before we get ready to get out of here.
Yeah, but that person that you were talking about, Lisa, she's a channel member.
Yeah, Lisa, cowboyjobu.com is the website for my stuff. Or email me at cowboysmark94@gmail.com. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so Lisa, Todd Wilson! Hey, what's up, Todd Wilson? How you doing, man? Lisa, email Tracy at the Thrive site. If you haven't gotten the Thrive site, then you need to go to the community tab. I need to repost it because it's way down there. But there's a members only post where you can sign up for our Thrive, which is a way we can kind of email you and let you know. We're going to be doing, now that the season's over, we started last Sunday with the members live stream at 4:00. I was up in West Virginia and not in my set here, so I couldn't do it this past weekend. But we're going to be doing those member call-ins, so that way you can, voice your opinion on what the Cowboys should do or how you're feeling or whatever is on your mind. And we'll be doing that on a regular, on Sunday basis. So membership has its privileges. So, yes, and I look forward to Wednesday night being ladies' night. All right, since Mike's got nothing else to add to it, make sure you check out his channel. What's the name of your channel again?
MAF Giggy Khan.
MAF. That sounds like mixed martial arts or something or other. MAF fighting, ultimate fighting. Boom, boom. Okay. I know, but it just sounds like ultimate fighting, man. Don't you want to fight? No? Oh. Gina, I think he said, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Okay. Yo, Marley Greaves, what's up? Marley Greaves, we're working on your, I'm still trying to figure out the wood ashtray. I got the wood for it. That's a natural piece. I just got to get that together and get it to you. I'm glad to see you're back safely, and the shower looked good. Oh, man, it was a whole lot better. Justin Jefferson is ass, according to Phil. Okay, with that being said, we need an oldie but a goodie, huh? It will never, ever get old. Where are you? Boom. Get ready. Oops. Bam. Oh, Gina says she's both. Oh, she's loving. She loves to fight.
Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker!
I love weed. Wants tickets to ladies' night.
What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass.
He's stupid. I fire his ass.
Fire his ass. I fire his ass. I mean, Howie's got to be stupid. What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him.
Yeah, good old Philly. Little old Philly. All right, everybody. Grab your shot glass so we can get up out of here. appreciate everybody being here tonight. Keep the faith. This is going to be a busy week at the Combine. This is where teams do a lot of work, so you're going to start hearing about some trades that are going to be made and players that are going to start getting cut and everything else. And I appreciate everybody. Don't forget, the Wednesday night, we're going to have the ladies' night, and we're going to spice that. We're going to spice it up. So get ready. It's going to get crazy. I'm Mark Holmes, of course, with my number one son, Michael Anthony Fitness. It's time to turn out the lights. This party is over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
All right, man, we out. We got to finish Jason. I got to finish those two, the Bulls and the Capitol Police one, and I got to get going on the taco board. And I also have to come up with the design for a football rack that's going to take care of sunglasses. Man, I'm tired. Stephen Jones. We're going to spend all of our money on our own free agents. You know what's crazy is all these quarterbacks. Everybody's scrambling for a quarterback, and they're not there. You know, they are just not there. When you have to talk about getting Mitch Trubisky as your starting quarterback, that's scraping the bottom of the barrel.
He's better than what Washington has.
You know what's crazy?
I'm just saying though, he's better than what Washington has. Because Heineke's not the answer.
No, hell no.
Tristan Trubisky's better than Heineke.
Well, I'll give you that. I mean, he had a couple of decent games, but yeah, he's not a franchise quarterback.
He's not, but he'll get him through at least another year.
Teddy Bridgewater, he's usually good for a few games and stuff. Although he played pretty well in New Orleans there. But when he got to Carolina, he didn't do
Teddy
anything.
Bridgewater, I think, was undefeated the games that he played
In New Orleans. Yeah, and that's where Carolina signed him thinking that he's going to be the answer. But he wasn't the answer.
No, he played good last year until he got injured.
And that's his problem. He's always getting injured. That catastrophic injury he had in Minnesota, it always seems like he just keeps getting injured and having bad luck. So, I mean, he'll probably just from a lack of need. I mean, if you're watching, you can't go into the season thinking that Tyler Heineke's going to be the answer. But when I saw this article that the Cowboys should sign Marcus Mariota to create competition for Dak, it's like, come on, dude. Are you smoking crack?
We have a good backup that can win us a game or two if need be.
Oh, no. The way the story was written was Marcus Mariota to be competition for Dak. Like he could take Dak Prescott's job. It's like, come on, man. It's like, seriously? A guy who hasn't thrown for 1,500 yards over the last 3 years combined? Come on. Oh,